Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm continuing to work on my Prima Spring Farmhouse books, and I want to make some embellishments for the square book in particular, because that's the one we're going to do more in. And what I've got in front of me is I'm going to make an envelope, and Tracy Fox recently posted a video making these, and I really loved it and thought it would really suit my my album. So I'm going to link down below, and I want to show you what this is. It's made out of a book page, but if you don't have a book page, just use whatever you do have, or use just your craft cardstock will work. Mine came out of this book. The measurements aren't all that important. It just depends on your page, but I did make mine 5 1/4. So if you make it 5 1/4 to 5 1/2, even 5 3/4 inches wide, it would be fine. I did not measure it. I just took the page, I folded it up, leaving enough of a flap that I just thought would be pretty, and then folded the flap down. That's all this is. And then I inked all of the folds on both sides. Okay. And I'm turning it over because I want to decorate this side. And this is just a scrap of the paper, which I really like with the little bunnies. And then this is from the ephemera pack. And I'm just going to layer them just like that and glue them down. And I'm surrounded by all my stuff here. And what I did here, I don't know if you can, how much of it you can see, but I opened both of the ephemera packs that I had and separated them into piles of words and flowers and creatures and things. And what else? There's some little signs, so they're in their own pile. All right, so I'm just inking these pretty heavily so they go nicely on this. So, oops, I've got that upside down. Somewhat yellowed paper. It's not really vital how any of these things go down. I mentioned that I saw Tracy Fox make these, and she specializes in junk journals, so this is kind of a junk journal sort of thing. Okay. And even if you don't make junk journals, she's a great person to follow, as are a number of other people who do make junk journals, just for learning how to make some of these embellishments. Okay, and then on this side, I'm going to take, I think maybe this, that may be too much of a match, so that's a little more contrasty. Let's see, maybe that. I'm just looking at whatever little pieces I have. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, we'll use that. And we want this piece to be a little bit shorter. I'm just tearing the ends. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, let me ink this. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. I am almost out. I need to get some, which is what Tracy recommends. See, I need to make sure that I put glue on the right part, because I'm going to sew this. If you do not want to sew yours, and you don't have to, then just go ahead and use your art glitter glue. That'll be fine. Oops, that's one number for you. Okay, oops. Let's get you straighter. There we go. And then let's see. Now Tracy used a piece of sari silk, which I do not have. It's just across there. I'm not sure if I even need it. Looks nice though, if I use my seam binding, which I will. Okay. All right, and I'm just going to put this right along this edge where this is brown seam binding that I got from Country Craft Creations. It's oozing a little bit. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfectly neat or straight, it's not really supposed to. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. And what I'm going now, if you're not going to sew yours, then just run a bead of glue right here and here, and then close it up. All right, so let that dry, and we'll sew that in a little bit. All right, let's see. I have off camera all kinds of little scraps and things. And I picked out some other things, like I have several of these graphic 45 ATC sized cards. And let me see. Sorry, I'm rummaging through things over here. To get. Here we go. That is the size die, which comes in this package. And let me see. Just deciding what I might want to use for base on that. I've got all kinds of scraps. And then I can embellish on top of that. Kind of tempted to use this and then pile a whole bunch of smaller things and ephemera and stuff on top of it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. I'll be right back. Now, if you do not have any of these tags or a die cutting machine, do not worry about it, because I'm gonna make a bunch of tags completely from scratch as well, or I don't know about a bunch, but at least a few. Oops. So you'll see how to make your own. Inking fairly heavily around this just to make it all a little less white, although I think we're going to cover up a lot of it. Let's just glue that down. Well, let me just turn it over. See how do we feel about the bunnies? Would we rather have the bunnies? Because they're kind of cute. It's just I don't have a whole bunny. It's all partial bunnies. I am going to cover it though. Yeah, I'm going to use that side. Oh, hang on. Now I need to re-ink. Okay, there we go. you do have some kind of a die cutting machine, these dies are a nice investment. It makes making these kind of tags very quick and easy. But again, if you don't, it's not a problem. All right, so well, let's see. We have all kinds of things. Let's see what we've got in the way of words. Oops. Well, almost didn't have that one anymore. So I'm going to get rid of these big ones because I'll use them. I'm just not going to use them on this small tag. So let's get those out of the way. And let's see, I think that one, I mean, some of them are going to be too long, but that's okay. Kind of like this homemade happiness one. The only thing is, if I make it two-dimensional, we're gonna have a hard time getting the tag in that pocket. Got heart and home, that's pretty. And we've also got these signs. Got that one. These are kind of farm themed, which my book is not. We have that one. Kind of like heart and home. I think we're gonna go start with that. So if we start with the heart and home one, and then I have this little scrap that I saved. And you know what? I save lots of scraps when I'm making even teeny scraps for this reason. Eventually, there's a use. Let's see, we've got that. I think we'll stick with that. All right, so I'm not going to use another word, so let me get those out of the way. And I'm not going to use any of these signs, so let's get those out of the way. And let's see. I have these, and this one's a sign. I'm not going to use any of those. The little mushrooms and the flower pots. I've got some actual flowers too, but I don't know as I want to put them on there, just because of, I don't want to add that dimension, I don't think. These pretty butterflies. One of those might be pretty. This one's kind of gorgeous. It has metallic on it. It's kind of dark though. So maybe got the little pig. Oh, that one's really pretty. Got the sheep, that's a possibility. I have these bunnies, but I don't want to cut them, so I'm going to save those. Got the cow, little bee, another little bee. Here's some more butterflies, quite a few butterflies. Here's the same sheep, but without the flowers. Okay, so you can see why I do a lot of this kind of stuff off camera, because it takes me a long time. Most of the flower pieces are pretty large. Got this little guy. Now, let's see. Thinking maybe something along this line. Be pretty. I'm liking that. Just trying to decide. Whoops. I have these little tiny flowers that I pulled out of my stash. Like I said, I don't want to add too much dimension because that'll make it difficult to get it in and out of the pocket. However, these are kind of flat, these flowers. All right, I think we're gonna do something like that, right? All right, so let's go ahead and ink these pieces. And then we'll see. So we're gonna put the sheep on first, and then this strip, and then the heart and home. Okay. So I'm putting the sheep up towards the top a little bit, and I'm putting her, I think it's actually a she, not sure, but anyway, putting her up there, sort of a little bit towards the top. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this right about there. I'm wondering if I should just tear it. I think I will. I'm just going to tear the top and ink it. So put that right like that. And I'll tear it at the bottom also. Okay, let's do that. I'm only going to glue this top and bottom, so something could actually be slid under it if we wanted. Ay, that was crooked. There we go. All right, gives it a little dimension too, and I'm just going to sort of pushing down on it to give it a little bump. Give it just a little bit of something, something, so that way, if you really wanted to, you could tuck something under it. Except, of course, I'm going to glue this here, and so that's kind of going to defeat the purpose, but we're still going to get the dimension. I like putting little tiny belly bands on tags. I think it's fun. Put that there. Okay. And I'm not pressing too hard here, so we're kind of going to keep that dimensionality. Let's see. Right, these flowers are made of paper, so I can use the art glitter glue on those as well. And we could just put one. Where's my book? I'm definitely concerned that I'm going to make it impossible to put this into a pocket. Which is okay, it could go in a belly band. We have belly bands. This is the pocket that I'm planning on putting it in. Actually, you know what, it could just go into the point where the flowers are. It doesn't have to go all the way in. Because I really want to add those flowers, so I'm going to, and then I'll worry about the consequences later. And again, I'm just using a little bit. Actually, you know what? I might just glue a little. I don't normally glue out on the petals, but since we want this to be a little bit flatter, I'm going to, just to try to minimize a little bit of that bulk. Okay. Whoops. You guys must think that I get trash pickup every day. I have no idea why that truck is out there because today is Saturday and we definitely do not get trash pickup where I live on Saturday. Do we want to put that one there? I don't like to put only two of a thing. I like odd numbers. I think most people agree that in these kind of situations that odd numbers are always more attractive. So let's put the third one down. Okay. Okay, that is really pretty. I'm liking that. Got some of these little say it with crystals. They're not quite the right color, although that peachy one is kind of nice. Do we want to add one of those? I don't think so. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to use brown for the seam binding. Let's do that. Tails are a little long. Let's trim that. That's okay. That is pretty. Let's bring in our book, and you can see I've tucked a few things. These are just cut aparts. You know, I'll have to do something with them. They're not inked or anything like that. And then this is a larger G45 tag. That's their standard size tag. So that does go in. And we could put it in only up to the flowers if we wanted, which would be fine. Okay, I like that a lot. And we still have stuff we could put here. What have we got? Because this page here has no gussets, so I don't want to put anything without that doesn't have, you know, that's pretty. It's got to be pretty flat, especially since we just put in that chunky tag. I like this, especially if we put it up a little where it's hanging over. And then maybe some words. What do we have for words? Well, we have this. I don't know if you can read it. It says, "Grow old with me, the best is yet to come," which is a beautiful sentiment. Or, let's see what else. Got this one that just says "gather," which I like. Yeah, maybe we'll do that here, huh? I think that's really pretty. Let's do that. I hope you could see what I was just doing. Hang on. I've got so much stuff in such a small space. Hang on. Just takes. Let me move that. And then we had this one that just says "We are simply blessed," but I think I like that one that says "Gather the best." Although that's pretty too. I want that one. Hang on, maybe I want that one. I think I'll use this one, the Gather one, and I'll save that one for another page. I'm definitely going to use it though, I really like it. This one I'm just knocking back the white from the edges. Okay. Let's see, now we want some of this to overhang. Not too much, because if you overhang too much, things tend to get damaged. I just try to figure out where I need to glue. Alright, so I think as long as I keep the glue away from there, we'll be fine. going to spread up a little bit. Okay. There's that. I'm going to put this on top. I'm just trying to line it up with that line of text so the bottom of it looks straight. Okay, there we go. All right, we're definitely getting chunky with our book. All right. All right, I'm just going to take a break. I actually need to go to work, and when I come back, we're going to continue making embellishments for this book, which is going to be fun. And you can see it's already super chunky, and we've only done one little bit of embellishing. Whoops, that's another sheep. Okay, and that's why we made this tie so loose, so that we can adjust it as need be. All right, and then it's going to be lots of flowers on the cover, or at least some anyway. All right, I'm back, and I picked out a couple more things for us to do. These two pieces that we're going to do, these are just scraps from the paper. If you don't have the exact same scraps, don't worry about it. You can still do the same idea, just find a scrap you like. It doesn't even have to be the same size. I just took my little scrap and cut a background for it out of the brown cardstock that's just a 1/4 inch larger in each dimension. And I'm not going to give you specific dimensions because the odds of you having this exact scrap are slim to none. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue it on here, but before we do, we are going to take this little scrap that I also have, and I'm going to place this on the back. Let me show you. Oh, let me ink it first. Let me go ahead and ink both of these. I mean, I guess I could give you the measurements, or you could cut yours the same, but it really doesn't matter the size. This piece is 3.5 by 2, so the background would have been 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. And this is another one that we're going to do a little different, but I'm going to go ahead and ink it while I've got the ink out. Okay, slide that off to the side. Okay, so what we're going to do with this, doesn't really matter front or back, is I'm going to put it just about like that. I'm just lining it up to give me this thing, and then I am going to just bend it over like that, and then we're going to bend this end over. And we want them to overlap a little bit, and we're just going to cut it. It's not going to show, so you don't have to worry about it being straight or anything. And take the glue, and you're just going to glue the ends together. Just line them up like that, with that little dab of glue. Okay, so this is actually slidable for the moment, but it won't be for long, because you're then going to take, whoops, this piece. Now, hang on, I want it to be right side up on the back, because that's going to be visible, and I want it on the left side, so I'm sliding it down. And then we're going to glue this on top of it. Now, if you don't have a design that you don't want interrupted, like I didn't really want to interrupt that design, you could put it underneath, but I'm putting it on top. Just gives a little detail on the front, and it gives you a place to tuck something on the back. Glue that down, just like that. And then, like I said, you've got a place in the back where you could tuck something if you want. Okay, so there's a little embellishment. Let's set that one aside. And let's do this one. And I think on this one I'm going to round my corners. And round all 4 corners of both pieces, 1/4 inch. Okay. Go. Okay, and now you grab this is just an office hole punch. And let's see, this thing is just about 3 inches. So I'm just going to come down a little bit from the top. There's my pencil. And make 2 marks. Go. At the 1 inch and the 2 inch. So it's 2 little marks that are about 1 inch apart. Okay. And I'm going to use my hole punch like that. And this would look cute with grommets if you have the We Are Memory Keepers tool, but I wanted to show you a few things that didn't require that tool. So now you have a couple of options. I actually could have put those down a little bit, but they're all right. You can go to the office supply store or on Amazon and order a bunch of these hole reinforcements. There's just Avery brand hole reinforcements. They're white. Put them down on a piece of scrap paper, take your ink pad in any color, run it over it, and that'll dye them the color you need. Or if you have this little guy, which is a hole punch, hole reinforcement punch, then you can make them out of your own paper, which is what I'm going to do. Not sure this piece is big enough, but we shall see. Oh yeah, that's really cute. Okay, so there's one. And 2. All right. Oh, actually, I probably need 4 because I need to put some on the back. All right, let's cut a couple more. Okay. And let's see. The backs are pretty too, they're foiled. That one I missed a little, but that's all right. I'll just put it this way, it won't be very visible. Let's see, I don't think I want the foil though on this particular. I'm not going to ink the edges of these, I'm just going to glue them down. Okay. Oops, that one slid a little bit. There. Okay. Now, once these are on, I don't know if you can hear my kitty. She's on the other side of the door, not happy about it. I'm just going to ink them like this. I just find it easier to ink something like this way rather than when it's on and fiddly. Okay. Now we're going to take a piece of ribbon, then tie a bow. I just realized you probably couldn't see what I was doing. I'm sorry. So I just threaded the seam binding up from the back through each of the 2 holes that we made. And now we're just going to tie it in a bow. Okay. I don't want the bows. I don't want this bow to be too huge. There we go. Just around. You don't, hang on. Bring it around this way. If you bring the wrap around from the back, it's a little fussier, but you get a bow that's more horizontal. Yeah, see how that's neater this way? Okay. Flip up that ribbon. Good. All right, and then I'm just gonna trim and trim. Okay, so there's two very easy little embellishments. Now, while I was off, not recording, I went through and added a whole bunch of things. They're not done. We're going to do them together, but I just put them in here for me to know what I was doing. So this is the next one. And again, this is just a scrap of the paper that I cut a piece of the brown cardstock, 1/4 inch bigger all the way around, just to make a little tag. And in this case, now you could just round the corners, you could just leave it as is, but I'm going to use I'm going to actually pull both of these out. This is the scallop and stub, and I'm going to use the scallop on the top, like that. And then I'm going to use the 1/4 inch on the bottom. Very easy way to make an attractive tag. Okay. And I mentioned earlier, I think in this series, you can pick up that scallop and stub or this 1/4 round with your coupon at the craft store. And it is well worth the investment. So I'm just punching this one to match, just like that. And there's that. Now that, bring this back over. That is going in this pocket, like that. So we could punch the top and add a little ribbon to it, but I think I'm going to leave it for now and decide later. This one I still need to cut the background if I'm going to use the background, but this one I've done, so let's do this one next. And this one I'm going to do the same way with the scallop on the top. Now this one, I'm trying to think, I don't like to punch that right in the middle of that seam. So let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it 'cause I like that. I'm just going to recenter that. There. And then this one goes here. And then I have this piece. Under. Now, just trying to decide. Put this one back here. I think I should trim it a little shorter and use the craft cardstock on it, or find another home for it. See, I've got back here. Kind of like the way those look, and we'll talk about those in a minute. Now, a lot of these things you're seeing are not done yet. They're just tucked in there so that I know what I want to do. I know what, we could make a second tag to go in here out of this. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to tuck this in here. When we get to this page, we'll deal with it then. All right. And we still have embellishments to do. I feel like I need something else in here, but you know what? There we go. There's that little little card that we made. That looks great. Okay. Now on this page, what I've done, this is that envelope that we made, and all I did was to take it to my sewing machine. I had it open, you know, I had opened the flap and I just zigzagged all the way around. That's all I did for that. Okay, and then I have here 2 of the little artist trading cards from Tim Holtz, and I think I'm gonna tuck, let's go ahead and put, let's see, a little seam binding. I'm just wondering, do we need the seam binding? Hang on, just because this is a page without a gusset, so if we add the little seam binding, that's going to add a fair bit of bulk, and it's already pretty chunky right there. I think we'll leave those without. Okay, and I just used my die to mat these. If you don't have the tags and you don't have the die, I just cut these tags. Let's see, these tags are 2.5 by 3.5, so you could just cut a piece of cardstock 2.5 by 3.5, mat it however you like, and then use your office hole punch, which you can get for just a couple of bucks at the office supply store, and one of these little reinforcing things. You can get hundreds of these for about $1.50, I think, on Amazon. Okay, and that will give you a similar look. This, let's just get that tucked in there. Okay, so that's that page, and I think we're good here. We still may add some embellishment, you know, like a saying or something, but we'll decide on that later. Right now I'm working on inserts. All right, this tag we made together a little while ago. I did make some side pocket inserts, just plain cardstock. I'll add to those later. I'm going to be placing my order for some brown cardstock because I'm just about out. So this, to go in that pocket, is, let's see, I cut a piece 4.25 by 3.25, and this is one of the cut aparts that I cut down to 3 7/8 by 2 7/8, and I think this was, I just cut it to fit. I cut this a little taller because I thought I'll go ahead and put a grommet or something there. I'm working, like I said, with scraps at this point, so I'm just using what I have, so some of the measurements may be a little funky. And we're going to do this like a tag again. So we're going to do the 1/4 inch at the bottom, and the scallop at the top. Okay, and then the piece I'm going to put on top, because it's a little shorter, I may just round all 4 corners instead of scalloping the top. No, I guess I'll scallop it. Dithering a little over that one. Yeah, but I'm putting it down a little bit. Okay. These. Let's ink this. Cute. And then you could put a picture on the back of this, which is Same with all of these tags. Now this one, I'm going to put a grommet. Punch a hole and grab my because this is going in such a tight pocket, I'm not going to add any other embellishments to it. But we will add a ribbon because that's going in there like that. And let's add a little piece of ribbon to it, seam binding I should say. Alright, so I'm just going to insert. I always insert from the front, I just like the way it looks better. I like that you get that neat little bump on the front. But on the back, you get this sort of V, which is also attractive if you prefer that. And so let's just slide that in there, like that. There we go. I like having a little something to stick up. We may trim that, but it's fine. And this, of course, is going to be for a photo. Not this photo, but a photo. Look nice. Okay, and of course, we already added a little embellishment here. Now let's pull this one out and do this one. And let's see, I already have 2 rounded tags in here, so I'm going to do this one square. So I think I need to take about 1/4 inch off of my piece. I need this to be 4 1/4. And when I say square, I mean I'm not going to scallop it, but I think I will do a 1/4 inch round on it. Let's see. Oh, I didn't have that very well. And this is a cut apart, and the cut aparts are actually wider than this, but I had this piece of the brown cardstock that was only this wide, so I just cut the cut apart down to fit it. Now if you have a whole pack of the brown cardstock, you'll be fine, you won't run out. I didn't have a whole pack, that's why I ran out. So it's not that you have to buy 2 packs, it's just that I didn't have a full pack to start with. Well, hang on. Do we want that side? What do we want? You know what? I want that side. I'm changing my mind here. You know, I think I was thinking, well, they're cut aparts, I need to use the cut apart side, but you don't have to use the cut apart side, it doesn't matter. A lot of the cut aparts I found have a bit of a bluish tint to them, which I don't know if you can see it in this one, but it's a much cooler tone, and I like the, it's not that I dislike it, they're pretty, but they don't necessarily match as well. Let's glue that. Pin in. And ultimately these may even be facing inward because you might want a photo to be facing outward. This I've ordered the punch, what do you call it? The die to cut. Okay, so that's gonna go in there. That's gonna go in there. We might do something fancy with one of these, we'll see. Okay, so that takes care of the next page. Let me check and see where we're at with time. All right, we have time. Okay, this is 2 of the cut aparts that I just folded in half to make a little booklet. So I just need to ink this. And then I rounded the corners. And then get to the inside. And I may add a little piece of brown cardstock to the inside once my order comes. Yeah, I'm just going to ink a little bit. All right, that goes there. And then what I was thinking here, and I may have changed my mind, but I'll just show you. You know, I have this tag, and I was thinking I might just attach that to it and leave it as is. But I'm not sure because I do have the die coming where I could actually cut a mat that would fit it. And my other thought with it, let me see, not necessarily here, but with, I don't, you know what, I'm not even gonna say because I'm not sure I'm gonna do it, or that I think it's a good idea. So I'm gonna hold off on this because I may do something else here. So let's put that one back. We'll leave it as is for now because I'm probably still gonna use that in some form. This is just a flip out, so we'll probably do some embellishment there. Here I haven't got anything for inside the pocket, but I've got these 2 and one of these. I don't know if you can even see that. I've got another one of the big tags, the big square tags. And then I have these. And they're both taller than I need. I just pulled pieces that were wide enough, and I'll cut them down. So let's see. I think we'll just make a couple of plain tags, maybe a little embellishing, we'll see. All right, so I need these to be, and this one is, so 4 3/8. Yeah, 4 3/8. And 4 1/4 for this one. Just apparently cut it even. Okay, so this one's going to be 4 1/4. And I'm trying to mix up my background cardstocks, partly, you know, to stretch it, and partly because I just like to have the 2 colors. It adds interest, especially where we use so much craft. You know, you want to balance that out. I feel like this piece is just a hair wide. I'm going to trim a little bit. Yeah, that's better. And I'm just going to do, let's see, let's bring the book over. Just the 4 rounded corners, I think, because this will probably have seam binding. And it picks up nicely on all these round corners on this page. Okay. Okay, there's those. Here, we'll put this one behind. That looks good. And we don't need anything here. Now here we have quite a few things to do. And I'm wondering if I should glue this on here like a as a embellishment rather than using it as a, except then I'd lose that, so never mind. And that might go in there. We have a couple of things to do there. Could tuck this in here. That, you wouldn't really see it, but it would be nice when you pull it out. Or in one of these little shallow pockets. Yeah, that may be the place. One of these. Okay, I'm just going to tuck that there for now. Okay, so we have quite a bit left to do. I'm going to take a pause because this is where we're at. Let me just show you what I've got in here. This little tag, I can't remember if we made it on camera or not, but again, it's just a scrap that I did just like the other tags, rounded the bottom, scalloped the top, added a hole. I used a grommet, but you could use a reinforcement, and just a little seam binding, and I tuck that in there. And then I have these three things tucked in there. There's that scrap we were talking about earlier, and then I have two of these cut aparts. So I need to cut some, and actually on the facing page, I have this cut apart, which I've already made a cardstock backing for. I'll just put that back for now. And then I have this one, or this side, which is also going to need a backing. So I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go and cut backings for these, and probably for several of the other things I've got further back in the book that need them, so that we can just continue on without you having to wait while I cut those. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm working on the last few of these. I've already done quite a few. You can see I'm working, this one and this one are just scraps. This is kind of like a bookmark, a long narrow one. And then this is one of the cut aparts. And I'll show you the others when I'm done. Some of them I still have to decide if I want to put some seam binding in them or not. And I'm gonna bring this to a close because I think it's kind of a long video. And then in the next video, we will work on the cover of this album and then do some more embellishing of this album and possibly the other album and finish it up. This one is definitely going to get some seam binding. I think I am out of the light colored one, so it's going to have to be the brown. That's all right. That one, I'm okay with that. Oh my goodness, that is not straight at all. Here we go. All right, that's all three of these. Now this one I'm definitely not. I'll show you where I'm put. I don't know if you can see that off camera, but I'll show you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my crocodile to put a hole in this one. Oh, almost pinched my own finger. Okay. Okay. And might as well do this one while I'm at it because I know I want one in this also. Oops. Just eyeballing the center here. Don't know how well I did that one, but it slipped a little right there at the end. That's all right. Let's see. I think I'll like one of those. I think a darker one for the other one. That. Okay. Oh my, yes, that's quite off center. Oh well. Oops. from the glue still. Okay, there's that. And let's see, I might need those yet, so I'll leave them. And let's grab our brown seam binding. Cut off a piece. Someday I'm going to have to measure what the ideal length is so that I can be consistent and just cut that and not waste any. Sorry, I keep coming off camera. I apologize for that. Pretty. I may go through and rearrange some of these tags from where they're originally put, but I might not. Most of them seem like they're okay where they are. I've got to put the pin in my glue, I just noticed. Bring the book back. These ones I've been working on go here in the back, and I still have these big graphic 45 tags, but I've got the die on the way to cut the mats for those. So, but they're fine as is. All right, so there's nothing to go there. And let's see, this is already matted. I wonder if I should put like a little ribbon loop or something down here so people know they can lift that up, or a tab or something. I think perhaps we'll put something there when we get to the embellishing, the final embellishing. I have these two tags, which I didn't put any ribbon on because they're in a page that has no gusset. And then I've got these three here, and what I have here is this is that little card we made, and then another little tag, and this is a booklet. And I just cut a piece of cardstock that was twice as wide as the mat that I would have needed if I'd done this just flat. Folded it in half, rounded all four corners, and we have this little book. Nice and cute. And then that goes there. And of course we're going to put a photo there. Oh, and on these little flip pockets, that goes further in, I have two tags, and they are, let me give you the measurements for these. These are 5 by 3 1/4, and then the mat is 4 3/4 by 3, and I just punched a hole and put in a tag, and the other one is the same. I used the rabbit, I have a lot of that rabbit print left, so I used the rabbit print there, and then I used the the spots and hearts, that one, you know, this one on this one, and added a grommet and some seam binding. This I just left as is. All I did was inked it, so this was another little booklet just by folding two cut aparts, and this is one of the journaling cards from the pack. Let's see, these, I think you might have seen these, but let me just pull them out. Just plain matted. I rounded one, I didn't round the other one, and another with the big graphic 45 square tags. And this was the tag I showed you before, and this is, I think another, is this another booklet? I think it is, yeah, it's another booklet. And those go in there. And I think this is where we left off. Somewhere in here. Okay, so I think you should have a pretty good idea how to make your tags. And go. And this book has gotten super chunky. Okay. And I just have, we're going to do these next time. We're going to do some of these decorative paper clips. They're really easy. You've probably already made them before, but if you haven't, I'll show you how. And I've still got this last tag, and I haven't decided if I'm going to leave it plain or if I'm going to embellish it. I quite like these bunnies, so I don't really want to interfere with them, so I may just leave it plain and add some ribbon. But I think that's more than enough for now. And actually, you know what? I've just stacked those one on top of the other. I could just clip my decorative clip to it, like that, which looks pretty cool. I like that. All right. So when we come back next time, we'll do one of these clips, so you know how, and we'll do the cover, and then we'll add some of these embellishments and things to the inside and possibly to the other album. All right, so here we go. Oops, let me get that out. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I really appreciate it. And if you have, thank you very much. And please comment down below if you have anything to say. And subscribe. What did I say? I already said to subscribe. I'm sorry. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.